Let me briefly introduce myself. I am a retail investor like all of you. I have a very, very small stake as an investment. And under normal circumstances, I will not bother to come for such events. However, I decided to come here today for two reasons. Number one, to stand in solidarity with fellow investors who I believe who acted well in good faith. And today we are finding the hard lesson that seems with hindsight, always 2020, but with hindsight, a lot of this good faith has been misplaced. Now, the issue at stake here is on April 5th, the deadline remains. We are required to go and vote on this restructuring plan. Now, if the same authorities, the same stakeholders expect us as retail investors, i.e. unsophisticated investors, to make an informed and intelligent decision on the restructuring or whatever, my first question is, have you provided material information in a timely manner? With hindsight again, the answer is no, because I don't know about you. I just came back from abroad, and I learned a lot of these things in secondary sources through the reading up the press, reading up the online blogs, and I came across, among other things, this blog called The Financial Horse, which is provides a very good summary of where we are today, including the valuation. So, in essence, what we are asked to do now is like we have the gun pointed against us. We are back against the wall. On April the 5th, we have to vote on whether this thing is acceptable or not acceptable. And what exactly is this thing? I don't know, maybe you are all very conversant, because I only followed up very recently. So I would urge, for those of you who want to do a quick read up, there are many blogs. I found this one quite good. It's very succinct, and very importantly, it lists down all the valuations, what exactly we are getting. It's called the Financial Horse. Okay, it's got a nice table. Now, in essence, what this table tells us is that of the 900 million that we have here from all of us, 27 million cash has been set aside. Okay? The balance, so that amounts to 3% hard cash out of the 900 million. The original restructuring provided a total return of basically 10 cents, 10.6 to be precise. With this improved version, with the other secured creditors giving up part of the stake, that 10.6 cents has now gone up to roughly about 15 cents. Now, and here is the catch. This 15 cents, the bulk of it comes from this contingency portion. The cash portion has never moved an inch. So we are still looking at 27 million against 900 million. Okay? Now, I know some of you are very good in maths. I'm not. So I thought one of the good things this blog did was it translates into very, very plain layman terms what this means. 3%, i.e. 27 million against 900 million, de facto means that if you invested or had invested $10,000 on day one, what do you get back? $300. That is what you are getting. Now, if all the other things materialize, then you will get a bit more. Now, but what are all these other things? All these other things will only come about if none of these various claims, all the proofs of claims that have been laid, if none of them materialize, then you will get more. Now, to me, hoping that none of this will materialize is, I'm sorry, it's a bit like hoping that Singapore will make it to the World Cup. Yeah? Something like that. So that's the kind of probability we are faced with. So, in essence, if we were to err on the conservative, as it were, I'm a conservative man. I always look at the worst case. Typical Singaporean, I'm kiasu. So, when I take that approach, it doesn't matter how you improve it, the facts of the case remains, we only have 3%. We have 27 million against 900 million. So every 10,000 you invest, you get $300 back. So if we have to go on April 5th and vote, I would hope, that maybe I'm speaking to the converted here, that coming out from this group, the vote will be a resounding no. Yeah? But, and this is where I want to also urge a bit of concern. SMI, a Salim Group company, they are already trying to look for ways and means to wriggle out of this. Therefore, if we vote a resounding no on April 5th, we could unwittingly give SMI added ammunition, as it were, to back out of the deal. So this is something we may need to also think about. I would like to think or hope or propose that if at all possible, perhaps the most sensible thing to do is to postpone the April 15th altogether. Why should this group, this investor group, and we are the retail investors, which by inference implies that we are the least sophisticated of the lot, why should we be the ones to face the music, to face the bullet first? So if we can bring some, I don't know what, pressure to bear, as it were, we bring it forth in a constructive manner, and if we can defer this vote to a later time, such that we can have more information coming out, such that it can then empower us as an investor group to make a more informed decision. I don't think that's an unreasonable request. Yeah? So I hope that, I mentioned this to Alex. I said, well, first of all, thank you very much. Because due to his kind efforts, we are all kindred spirits here, we are able to gather here. Had it not been for him, we couldn't meet like that. More than 5 of us is already illegal assembly. And so that is the issue. How do we as an investor group, seemingly we are all on the same page here, how do we best bring forth our view, our proposal? So I don't know what's the best way to go about it. Maybe I'm sure there are a lot of well-informed, eminently more qualified people in the audience out there who can perhaps take a lead. Maybe we can form some kind of informal, I don't know, investor representative group, committee, whatever you call it. But maybe we should take maximum advantage of the momentum that is created here today, with all of you turning up. Not instead of just finish and then 4 o'clock comes, you just go home and have dinner and then that's it. Perhaps, if we can, I would like to urge that we take this on to the next step. Now, what the next step is, I think should be something that maybe some of us should sit down and collectively explore. 2 heads are better than 1 kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know whether that makes sense. Okay? Thank you for your attention.